boys? Today we are back with another college football ultimate team video. Now, if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Also, if you could do me a favor and hit a like on this video as well. Likes are greatly appreciated as likes help push our videos into the YouTube algorithm. Likes also help others discover our content. So if you like college football 26 ultimate team video, please drop a like on this video. I'm setting a like goal of 47 on this video, which I know you boys will absolutely crush. Now let's get to the reason why you are here. Market Monday, our favorite thing of the week. Now let's talk about content that is hitting the cut streets tomorrow. We have names of the game right now. If you don't know names of the game, they now will have -2 AP off each bronze ability along with silver abilities. We have Hollywood Smothers, who's 5'11" running back, 89 speed, 89 excel, 88 juke move, 76 truck, 86 carrying, 76 catch, 89 change of direction, 88 spin move. I mean, it's a running back at the end of the day. I mean, you can get what is that, 4 AP bronze shifty on them. So if you are a shifty person, this might be the running back for you. Phoenix Jackson, who's a 6-foot wheel linebacker, 87 speed, 85 block shed, 88 tackling, 89 pursuit, 89 zone coverage, 87 excel, 87 finesse, and that 78 power move. This card looks absolutely, first of all, the card art is absolutely phenomenal, and I think this card will be phenomenal at 88 speed linebacker, and I'm pretty sure because he is a lurking wheel linebacker, he can get house call. I've been looking for a middle linebacker that can get house call, so Phoenix Jackson might be that guy tomorrow. We have free safety Boo Carter, who's 5'11", 88 speed, 86 zone, 87 man, 83 tackling, 87 change of direction, 88 excel. It's his playbook and at 84 hit power. I highly doubt this card will change the prices of Garen Gilbert or Trey Moore on the auction house. Then we have Montanius Cunningham, who's a right tackle. I mean, we love right tackles, because we don't get right tackles that often, so it's nice to see a champion right tackle. I'm going to try to pronounce this as Esophagus Prysock. He's a 6'4" cornerback at the end of the day. Again, he's a 6'4" cornerback with 88 speed, 84 press, 85 man, 86 zone, 80 tackling, 88 excel, 88 change of direction, 80 catch. This card will 100% make my roster tomorrow as well. And I think the last card is Zion Steptoe. He's a 5'11" wide receiver. Shouldn't change Trayshawn Hurry's price at all, but he's coming in with 88 speed, 85 catch, 86 short, 87 medium route running, 86 deep route running. He can get bronze takeoff for, I think it is 6 AP, and he'll get silver for 9. But I still think Trayshawn Hurry is the better card. Now I want to go over the content schedule for the week, because that is the major piece of news that we got, and it's right here. We have names of the games that are dropping tomorrow. We have stars of the season dropping Wednesday. I'm guessing that's going to be from the games from this past weekend. We have season 2 LTDs on Thursday, then college kickoff volume 3 on Friday, along with kickoff rush and alumni on Sunday. Now, we do have a special stream this Thursday at 8 p.m. My guess is they're going to reveal the rush cards and the ultimate kickoff cards, because they did say that this upcoming weekend is going to be a busy weekend in college football, and we look forward to what they have in store for us. Now, there's a couple of things I want to touch upon. The first thing is I'm no longer going to talk about LTD investments in these videos. I think you guys are smart enough to know what cards are good as LTD investments. I just didn't realize how many people actually invest in the cards, and then, I don't want to be blamed for the reason why you invest in a card and you don't see profit off that card. Just do your own thing. I'm going to leave you guys with this piece of advice. I personally like investing in fast wide receivers or wide receivers that get discounted abilities along with tight ends. I don't like quarterbacks. I don't like running backs. I love offensive linemen. I love cornerbacks, free safety, strong safety, linebackers, D tackles, and edge rushers. I basically like everybody on defense as an LTD investment. LTD investment when the game kind of early start. So that is my thought process. That is the first thing. The second thing is rush. Rush is coming. Now, I know I'm going to get asked all these questions, so I'm going to tell you now. Number one, please do not sell your team. All right? I can't stress this enough. Please do not sell your team. If we learned anything from the very first rush that happened, everyone sold their team and the market shot up, and then people had to pay double to get their team back because the rush packs don't kick out what people thought they were going to kick out. We're getting a lot of B&D cards out of a lot of packs. I just don't see a world in which you should sell your team and you will make profit. I just don't see it. Always remember, the crash before the crash is the best crash. So if you start to see cards tanking in price, it isn't such a bad idea to pick them up, because again, the market is going to go up this weekend due to Gauntlet. The market always goes up Friday, Saturday, Sunday due to Gauntlet, and then you're dropping a rush promo on a Friday. Outside of the rush cards, everything else like older champions and stuff like that should be shoot up. Now, they can throw a curveball at us and drop packs which have more supply than B&D supply, and then that could be our curveball, but I'm not really expecting that based on everything that we have gotten so far. Shows that we're going to continue to get B&D offers and step offers. So please do not sell your team. Do not panic sell anything. Again, the market will go up. You might see a little bit of a dip in the market between Tuesday and Thursday where the market is really low because people think they want to get ahead of rush, and then when Friday get here, it's going to literally skyrocket. So it's not a bad idea to buy cheap training now, buy cards now, because people are already panic selling, getting ready for the rush cards. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was lockers, and I did think that lockers were going to have an impact on the market, but after carefully assessing the situation, I highly doubt that that is the case. Now, I don't know many people that brought this locker room bundle. I don't know anybody that has large lockers, and I don't know anybody who spent $100K on a medium locker or brought these small lockers. Everybody I know have the same amount of lockers, and they're B&D. I don't think you guys should waste your coins on the medium or the small lockers. If you look at the odds, you have a 23% chance at an 84, a 6% at an 86, and a 3 at an 87. I think that's absolutely brutal for a small locker. And then when you come over here to the medium locker, which is 100K coins, 86s don't even go for 100K. You basically will lose. You have to pull, I would like to say, you have to pull an 87 plus every single time to profit off a medium locker, and I don't see that being the case. And here's the large locker odds in case you want to open. I mean, 100% chance at an 86, 35% chance at an 87. I'm staying away from lockers this year. I'm just staying away from them. I don't think they're going to have the impact that we think they're going to have on the market, so I am staying away. Let's talk about the overall market and things of that nature. Now, you have Jeremiah Wright sitting here at $295K. He isn't what you consider to be rental price because he's not an LTD, but he is a 90 right guard. He's the highest right guard in the game, and he's going for pretty cheap. I'm not going to lie. $295K for the best right guard in the game is not bad at all. Then we have a guy, Garden Gilbert, who's down to $687K. I think his price did not go up due to KJ Bowden dropping as well. So I think like the peak he got was like $700K, which I sold all mine off for $700K. I just kind of like just took that as the profit. It just is what it is. We didn't expect them to drop a free safety on Friday. Now, in the quarterback position, this is a position that I am selling high. And you might be asking yourself, well, Mikey, why are you selling high? I know we're going to get quarterbacks this week. We're going to probably see Arch. We're probably going to see Garrett Noose. We're probably going to see K. Klubnik. And we're probably going to see Cam Newton or Michael Vick at some point this weekend. This isn't a bad idea to sell your Drew Alars for $160 and just cash out. Cordell Stewart is going for $420K. This is definitely a card that I would look to sell. Lenore Sellers, 88 going for $5. DJ Lagway going for $5. These are cards that I would sell and just go use cheaper options. Arrington Maiden going for $721, and then Jalen Hurts is sitting at the $929 mark. These are cards that I would look to get rid of. I mean, me personally, what I would do is if I have any of the top dog cards, like the Maidens, the 89 Sellers, the 89 Maidens, and the 89 Hurts, I would just sell them, get my coins, and then I would just go buy Drew Alar for $100K and use him as a rental. That's what I would do. I mean, I can't stress this enough. We're getting quarterbacks this week, and the quarterback market is going to be turned upside down. So it isn't a bad idea to take your profit now with these quarterbacks and then just either go buy Drew Alar and just thug it out for 4 to 5 days and then just see what quarterbacks come, and then you never know, you might be able to buy the quarterback that you are looking for. Now to the running back market. I don't expect this market to kind of fluctuate much, even though we have a 89 speed running back coming out tomorrow. Tavion Wisener still 170K, Jan Miller still 170K, and Jonah Coleman is still 180K. These three backs are really phenomenal and great budget backs in the game. You still got Nicholas Singleton going for 200K, Devin McCoby basically going for a 61K rental, Adrian Peterson still floating at that 300K range, and then Toby Gerhardt for the 400K range, along with Boss ULTD Adrian Peterson. I will say this: if you do own this Boss Adrian Peterson, I would look to come up off him ASAP. I kind of can't stress that enough. If you have this Boss Adrian Peterson, I will come up off him ASAP. And you might be asking yourself why. It's rush week. We're probably going to see another running back this week, more than likely, and I would just come off this card. I mean, take the 900K. You're going to pocket probably like 700K out the 900K you pocket, and then just go back with Tavion Wisener or Jonah Coleman or Jan Miller. Jan Miller is probably going to be a cheapest option tomorrow. He's probably going to be floating in that 130, 140K range. He'll drop like about 30K. So it isn't a bad idea to sell your Boss Adrian Peterson and just go get a Jan Miller or a Wisener. That's what I would do. But I would definitely look to come off Adrian Peterson ASAP. I cannot stress this enough. Now, when it comes to the wide receiver position, it has been turned upside down. You got Golden Tate all the way down to 160. Over the weekend, he was selling for 240. Wingo was selling for 220 over the weekend. They have all tanked due to Dwayne Bowe, who's currently sitting at 260K. This is a phenomenal wide receiver. I really think that you can run Golden Tate, Dwayne Bowe, and then this LTD Randy Moss have a lot of success in the game. Randy Moss is also shot down in price. He was going for over 400K. He is down to 340. This is basically a 90K rental for him. Carnell Tate has finally shot down in price. He's 348K. This is a 98K rental at the moment. So if you're looking for wide receivers, LTD, Randy Moss, and Carnell Tate are really great options. Mekhi Lennon is finally starting to come down in price. He was selling for about 700K. Over the weekend, he's all the way down to 567. And then you have Jeremiah Smith, who's selling for 622. This is definitely a card I would look to sell. If you own him, sell high, because come Friday, I can see this card actually tanking in price. I actually can see this card being as low as maybe 400K, maybe possibly 3, but this is definitely a card I would look to get rid of ASAP. And then you got Boss Randy Moss down to 770. People are already starting to sell off their cars. As you see that Randy Moss is down to 770. This car was selling for 900K, a million over the weekend, so he's already down 300K. Then you have Trayshawn Hurry, who's down to 875. He was selling for 900K, over a mil over the weekend. Now this card is out of packs come tomorrow at 130. So if you do, or if you are looking for Trayshawn Hurry, you would definitely want to pick him up. Now I would look to, if I wanted to add this card to my team, I would try to get him under 800K. But if you can't, try to get him as close to 800K to add to your team. I do think he is still the best wide receiver in the game. Will he be the best wide receiver for long? Probably not, because I do think we see Calvin Johnson at some point this weekend as well. So you got to keep that in mind when buying cars, that there are some big names we could possibly see this weekend. Now, when it comes to the left edge position, it is typically one of the weakest positions in the game. You had Dennis Stutson sitting at 151K. You have R. Mason Thomas sitting at 185K. This isn't a bad kind of sell for 185K. Look to pick him back up tomorrow for 130K if you really care about the extra 50 or 40K that you could pocket. And then you had Derek Moore for some odd reason. He's going for 325K. The main stage re-rolls, if you can pull a Derek Moore, Ashton Stamps, you are absolutely cooking out of that roll. Those cars go for absolutely so much. But the left edge position is really weak. When we go over to the right edge position, this position is absolutely loaded. You got Hugh Green going for 141K. I think he's really solid in the game. And then you have DeMarcus Ware, who's all the way down to 328. He's kind of tanking in price. He was going for over 400K over the weekend. But as you see now, this is what I'm talking about, the crash before the crash. This is when you guys start to pick up these cards. These cards are really low right now. And come this weekend, they'll shoot back up in price because maybe people aren't getting the cards that we think we are getting. Like the fact that That card is all the way down to 328. Lets you know that people think that we got something coming. But I mean, either way, DeMarcus Ware is a great card in the game. Now you have his Boss LTD selling for 900K. This is definitely a card I would look to get rid of before the weekend. I kind of can't stress that enough. 900K, take your 900K and then come all the way down here and buy Hugh Green that's going for 140K. That's what you do with the Marcus Ware. You sell for 900K, you'll probably get about like 870K, and then with the 140K, you're looking at what, 730K? You could pocket 730K from the boss version of the Marcus Ware and just go pick up Hugh Green, and it's gonna be the same type of production. When it comes to the D tackle position, this is a position I really don't like in the game. There's literally only two valuable options. One being Glenn Dorsey, who's down to 300K. He's basically a 80K rental. When you look at it, I'm not a fan of D tackles in this game until they get faster. And then you have Christian Miller, who's down to 390. This is basically, what is that? 50. He's basically a 90K rental, 100 and he's 140K rental. At the moment, I kind of could see his price continuing to drop to basically rental. To rental price, again, I'm not a big fan of the D tackles. Even if you compare this Christian Miller card, I have him on my team. Even if you compare him to the Glenn Dorsey card that we got, they're kind of like the same card. So it's kind of like pick your poison. Do you like Georgia Bulldogs or do you like the LSU Tigers? And Glenn Dorsey, you know, they're basically the same card. Just kind of got to pick one. Now, when it comes to the will linebacker position, we are getting absolutely stacked. You got Derek LeCaptain over here at 151K. I expect him to drop as low as 120K tomorrow. You got Carlos Dansby going for 170, and then you got Boodum Jock going for 378. I can see a world in which Boodum Jock continues to tank. You might be able to pick one up for rental tomorrow. Depending on the Phoenix Jackson card, I would definitely look to add him. If Phoenix Jackson can get house call, I would definitely look to add him. But if you have Boodum Jock, it isn't a bad idea to sell him for like 370K and then just going to go buy Carlos Dansby. I think Carlos Dansby and Boodum Jock are basically the same card. Carlos Dansby is just, they're the same height. They're literally the same card, and you could just tactically downgrade. Which isn't a bad idea. So you can take your coins for Boodum Jock, and you could just go by Carlos Dansby to tactically downgrade, and you're not going to miss anything. Both cards are going to do the absolute same thing. When it comes to the Mike linebacker position, it's probably one of the weakest positions in the game, where Thunderbird is the best Mike linebacker. You do have Chris Spielman, who's going for like 154K, but he's 6 foot, but he doesn't have good man coverage, where Thunderbird has good zone and man. I probably can see a world in which Thunderbird price might tank tomorrow, depending on Phoenix and Jackson, but they actually play two different positions, so I don't expect Thunderbird's price to be affected at all. And then when you go to the same position, this is probably one of the weakest. This probably is the weakest position with only Gabe Jacobs and Anthony Hill. We probably are due for another Sam outside linebacker. I can kind of see them dropping one this week. So it isn't a bad idea to kind of sell your 88 Anthony Hills and just cash out and then just use Gabe Jacobs or the 87 Anthony Hill. They're going to do the same exact thing. Now, when it comes to the cornerback market is a little bit inflated at the moment, but I expect this cornerback market to come down drastically within the next 24 hours. You have Exodius Ayer selling for 221K. I don't expect him to be 221K tomorrow. I can see a world in which this card is all the way down between 140 and 170K. Ashton Stamps going for 299K. Again, tomorrow I can see a world in which this card is under 200K. Atiq Khalib, y'all give me so much grief about his name. He's 324. I don't like the card. You have Charles Woodson going for 438. It's kind of not a good. It's kind of a good idea to sell your Charles Woodsons and then just go buy that Notre Dame quarterback that's 6'4" tomorrow. He's gonna be absolutely elite. Same for this Travis Hunter card. You could just sell them. Bomani Jackson going for 574. These are all cards I would look to sell and just pick up that. Notre Dame cornerback Rob Wilson is starting to fall in price as that Notre Dame quarterback has been announced. Leonard Moore is still holding his price steady at the 600K range, but that Notre Dame cornerback should drop the market maybe a good 20 to 30% in the cornerback market because he's a champion card and people are going to be rolling and trying to pull him. So that card looks to be absolutely phenomenal and the relief the cornerback market needs. When it comes to the free safety position, you already know this is one of the loaded positions in the game. You have Ike Larson going for 168. You have Robert Spears Jenkins going for 220K. And then you have KJ Bowden going for 310K. You could literally find KJ Bowden's under 300K and just add him to your team for a rental price. Michael Tabb going for 340K. And then you have Trey Moore that's going for 440K. Trey Moore going for 440K is kind of like a steal. I don't expect this price to rise above 400K. So if you did invest in him, it would be a smart idea to kind of just take your coins now and run. And then at the last, it's the strong safety position, which is probably outside of Sam, it is the weakest position outside of left edge. You have Xavier Alford going for 270K. DJ Burks has tanked in price all the way down to 326K. This is basically rental. This is a 76K rental, which isn't bad. Antoine Peak Jr. down to 356K. That's 106K rental. You have Terrion Nichols, who's down to 460K. Then you have Troy Polamalu down to 500K. I don't like Terrion Nichols or Troy Polamalu due to their height. Cam Chancellor is also tanking in price. His car was selling for 700K over the weekend. He's all the way down to 525K right now. And then Boss Cam Chancellor is down to 900K. That kind of this is what I'm talking about. This is that crash. This is that people are prepping for rush. They're starting to sell their teams, their cards. This is when I say you buy certain cards. This is when I say you buy certain cards because, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. This is where I will buy certain cards because, yeah, the crash before the crash. Always remember that, boys. So that does it for this edition of Market Monday. Again, please do not sell your teams. Remember, the crash before the crash is the best card crash. So if you start to see cars that you wanted get to a certain price point, it isn't a bad idea to buy them now. The market will go up come Friday. I do think that based on the last rush, it isn't a bad idea to scoop training and things of that nature now to prep yourself for Friday festivities. So that would be my best advice. You want to look for training as cheap as possible. You want to start buying cars. Like even myself, I'm thinking about going to go buy that Boss Cam Chancellor and then selling mine for 500K. Is literally just almost a 400 or 500K difference in the cars for a +1 speed, 6'4" strong safety. I'm kind of willing to do that. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah. But that does it for this edition of Market Monday. Oh, before I stop, we did make 3 million coins last week. We were at 22 million, but now we're at 25 mil. We did make 3 million coins through the investments and natty packs and trainer rerolls and things of that nature. Always remember the best coin making method is just going to go play head-to-head seasons or extra credit mode, get natty packs, praying that you pull something good, and if you don't, use that trainer and then re-roll because that is the easiest way to make some coins. So, again, that does it for today's video. Until next time, boys, peace.